Hey there, my name is Rachel Jones of Be Pretty, and I am here today with a bridal beauty special. I thought I would go through what a very natural bridal beauty process looks like and share one of my favorite signature makeup looks. So, I'm going to get started with some skincare, and for my skincare for bridal makeup prep, I'm going to start with my Sex Appeal, which is a Sonia Rosselli product, and it's one of my favorite things. It just kind of instantly removes the top layer of dead skin for a more flawless, even complexion, especially for the texture. So sometimes we get very dry, and this is a nice way to get rid of that dryness so that makeup looks flawless on top. Now, if I'm on location and I've got brides and bridesmaids and other attendants, mothers of the brides, I would like to give this to them and to go to the bathroom and do it themselves because as you can see, it gets a little bit, I don't know if you can see the stuff coming off my face. I like to go back and forth motions, not circles. So rubbing down on my cheeks. And this is so that if we do have any peach fuzz, any of the super light vellum hair, then we're not like getting our dead skin caught up in that stuff. Then I take that all off, either with a wet cloth or with some of my pH Skin Normalizer on a round cotton pad. Then I go to my next step, which is the Japanese cleansing oil. And I love, love, love this oil. It's a very light cleanser. It has some ingredients. I was just looking to see if it was listed on here. It's not, so I'm not going to trust my memory to repeat it properly, but basically it's going to help continue a gentle exfoliation as well as get off any residue from the Sex Appeal that might be left behind. Now on clients, I will actually put this on a round cotton pad and just wipe it all over the face. And then again, if I have a wet cloth, I'm going to go back with a wet cloth. Today I'm just going to use my pH Skin Normalizer on a round cotton pad. And because I really want to make sure I don't have any residue left over, I'm going to actually go through with my rose hydrator. And this is actually just something that I make that I've added to my kit, and it's filtered water with rose petals and boiled to release the essence of the petals. And it smells divine, and it's quite soothing for the skin. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my hydrator, hydration steps, and this is all just to bring a nice beautiful moisture balance back to the skin. The first thing I'm going to do is my water elixir with ceramides. So this is a nice, beautiful product that gets into the skin and just kind of gives it a nice lift. It looks divine. Then depending on the skin, I'll go in with another serum. Now for myself, because it's winter right now, I'm gonna go in with my water oil, also from Sonia Rosselli, and I'm giving it a quick shake, and then I'm gonna do 2 pumps simply because my skin, it's a little bit dry right now. Now, if a client has oily or combination skin, I will just do this around the halo of the face and avoid the very center. Then the last step of my skin prep is going to be my water bomb. And this is a silk hydrator that goes with this collection that I'm kind of obsessed with and I love pampering my brides with. And this is a light silk gel type product. So I'm going to tap it into my palette first to kind of break up the ingredients. They are in like these little silk balls, and so I tap on my palette here and it releases those products so that I can get them activated onto the skin. Then my last step is to apply my lip hydrator, and I'm going to do this with a disposable lip wand. And I'm going to layer it on nice and thick on my lips because I want it to sit throughout my whole process. Now, as I get ready to do my makeup, I want this skin prep to really sink into my skin, and that's going to take about 10 to 20 minutes. So I'm going to put on an eye mask. This one is from Grace and Stella, like an energy drink for your eyes. And I absolutely love this step because I'll put it on just before I start makeup. And this will protect the skin from any fallout from the eyes or eyelashes, eyebrows, whatever it is that I'm doing, and gives your eyes a much needed hydration. There, doesn't that look cute? Okay, so the first thing I'm going to start with is prepping my eyelids. Now, I did go over my eyelids with the skin normalizer, so I'm just going to go back over lightly. And depending on the age of my client or the condition of their eyelids, I am going to use my Hold On Tight Budge Proof Eye Gel. I'll use this both above and around the ocular bone underneath so that the skin is nice and prepped for the products. But I just use a very, very small dab. Now on clients, I'm going to use a little concealer brush, but on myself, I'm just going to use this, my ring fingers. And just a little goes a long way, so that's all I need there. And then we're going for a very nude, natural look. I get this request a lot, so I wanted to do like the absolute most nude, natural look for this makeup video, and then I'll do a series of videos to show some of the different makeup looks that I get requested most often. So this is my palette for my natural bridal look, and I'm using Nude 1, Nude 3, and Exposed. And then I do have my Lift. It's a nice pure white pigment. And then I have a couple of eyeliner options. So I'm gonna do a little bit of gingerbread for eyeliner on top, underneath black, and I'm using Blackout. And then I have gingerbread and plum wine. I'll show you how to make that for the complexion. It's absolutely beautiful. So I'm starting here with my first brush. The next color I'm going in with is Nude 3, and that's going to go all over my eyelid. And you can see how that just totally neutralizes my eyelid and gives it a nice bright look. Yeah, smooths it out. Now I'm going to just find my crease with exposed and do a very gentle eye contouring for a little bit of shadow. And I'm always switching with a clean brush to blend to help keep the look nice and soft. There, I don't know if you can see the difference between the two eyes, but it's very natural, but it just gives it a little bit of depth. Then depending on the client, I can go back in with another layer of shadow and make it a little bit deeper. So I am actually gonna just start smoking it out gently with a little bit of the black. There. So now I'm going to fix up my lash line. And I think I'm going to, so when I'm looking at eyeliner, I like to really play, especially for a natural look, I like to really play with the color of the eyes. My eyes are a little bit on the green. They have a little bit of yellow on the inside. So I like to go with something a little bit more orange based. So I'm gonna do this very lightly as an eyeliner, and then I'm gonna put black on top of it, and that's going to give the effect that I'm going for to really make my eyes pop in a natural way. All right, so there's my natural liner. I'm gonna come a little bit underneath in my lash line here as well to just provide a little bit of shadow under the eye and give it some shape. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my black, but I'm also going to go in with my waterproofing agent. I have a special elixir. It's a waterproof mixing liquid, and it just makes the product stick to your skin. Especially for eyeliner, you don't want that to be smudging anywhere. So I add just a little bit of a drop to my black pigment. And there's side two. And I'm just looking carefully in the mirror to make sure that I do have them balanced. But yeah, I think that works quite nicely. Okay, so I'm going to turn on my heated lash curler. And while my heated lash curler's warming up, I'm actually going to have a quick look at my eyebrows. So eyebrows are a very defining feature and very unique to the individual that I'm working on. So I typically will have a look at how a client wears their makeup normally and then go from there. So this is not to say what I'm doing right now is not what I do for everybody, because everybody is different. So I'm going to start by just grooming out my eyebrows, combing them out, lifting them up a little bit. And my brows are very well shaped. I had them tattooed by a professional for powder brow application, and it really did save my life a ton. So I'm actually going to just use a little bit of a brow mascara to kind of hold my brow hairs in place, because that's kind of the only thing that tends to shift for my eyebrows. And there we go. All right, so now my heated lash curler should be heated. So I'm going to come underneath my eyelashes and give them a gentle lift. And when I'm working with brides, I will curl their lashes like this to give them a natural lash lift. And then we'll discuss whether or not you want to do false lashes. I do the individual lash, I think they're called drop lashes. And they're my favorite for application because once I do this step and then I add mascara, you can easily see what needs to be filled in along the lash line to give a more full appearance. So I'm going to use my mascara. This is a wonderful black brown mascara that is water resistant and prevents smudging. So your lashes get a beautiful full appearance, nice with length, and looks quite natural. So this is my natural mascara. And I will do just a little bit underneath first. Now, if you're wondering, I curve my mascara wands like this when I'm working with clients for two reasons. One, it stops me from putting the disposable mascara back into the mascara tube because it's bent, so I physically can't do that. And two, because it's kind of nicer to come at the lash with my hand like this. I don't have to worry about knocking the wand onto the face and getting mascara smudges anywhere. Okay. So my eyes are now complete. I'm going to go ahead and peel off my gels, and my eyes feel hydrated and wonderful. And the first thing I'm going to start with is actually my concealer right around my eye area because they're nice and hydrated right now. So I'm just going to, and for my concealer, I don't have much, oh, a little mascara right there, look at that, but super easy to come off because my skin's hydrated. I don't have much darkness. It's very, very light. So depending on the depth of darkness, I will start off with a color corrector. For mine, I just need a very, very light. I thought I had one here. Oh, I'm going to use this. So I'm going to use my Dermacol. It has a slight peachy undertone, which is all that I need to counteract my, my under eye. And I'm going to come in with a very small concealer brush because I'm literally just getting this divot of a triangle. So I'm trying to warm it up on the palette. I'm just kind of tapping it, and then I'm just going to tap it in the dark area here. And just a little bit in this divot over here. Now, ideally at this point, I want to melt the product into the skin. So I'm going to take a little bit of hand sanitizer, and I'm just going to cleanse my hands. Now, right now with COVID, I don't actually know that I can do this with clients. I think it'll depend on the client and their comfort level. I'm just going to get a little bit of eye gunk right there. But ideally, I would warm up my fingers. And I'm trying to warm up my ring fingers because I want to use my ring finger. And I just want to gently tap and push that into the skin. And the warmth of the finger is actually going to cause the concealer to just melt in and really stay with and marry that skin for a more natural look, as well as allowing your skin to move freely without product being built up. So a lot of times as we age, the makeup really collects in the skin, in the wrinkles and the folds that occur just from normal face expression. And so you want to prevent that by using, one, very sheer layers, so thin layers of product, and then two, by really making sure that you are getting the product right into the skin. And the warmth of your fingers, the warmth of the skin really does work with that. Just like that. Now, I don't really need a primer on my skin because I did such epic skin prep, but depending on the skin I'm working on, if I do have skin with like big pores, I'm going to use my 4K Schmix, but I'm actually going to mix it with my foundation to give it a little bit more of a sheer look. We are going for a nice natural look. So I'm going to actually take a little bit of my full coverage foundation here, and I'm just going to go over the spots on my face, anything that is a little bit too much. And I'm just going to gently dab it in. So just putting this wherever there's a lot of pigment. Then I'm going to take the same foundation, but I'm going to sheer it out with my Schmix. This is a Sean Richards of London product that I came across a few years ago and just became obsessed with. So I've patted it into my brush, and I'm just going to very gently pat around my skin and do a very light application of the foundation mixed with the Schmix product. And just to go back around my nose, I'm actually going to go in with my little concealer brush and just really feather around the nose. Then I have a little bit of extra pigment on my cheeks. They get a little bit red and muddled, so I'm gonna go over again with another layer of foundation mixed with primer, just very, very sheer. Okay, so I have a very natural application. I'm going to go in with a little bit of a darker foundation, and I'm just going to introduce a little bit of a face shape. I'm going to keep it super, super natural, but this I find is really important, especially for photography. And a lot of brides forget when they're getting married that these pictures are going to happen. So we do want to make sure that while we're making sure it looks nice and natural and it's not too heavy, we do want to make sure that we're keeping our face in the right place, shape, contoured, highlighted, just lightly. And contouring is a very unique thing. It's definitely something I look at for each face shape. Mine, I don't have any cheeks, so I want to give myself a little bit of a cheek contour here. I'll give myself a little bit better of a jawline here. And then my forehead can be a little bit big, so I'm just kind of making this shape to like focus it and make it a little bit more small. There. And that's literally all I want to do. Just a very light contour. From here, I'm actually going to go ahead and do a powder. I'm not going to do a highlight. Why? Because my skin is perfectly hydrated right now. So the light is naturally going to hit it as I want. So I'm actually going to go in with powder to kind of mute that a little bit. And my skin is light enough. I don't need any lightener on it for sure. So the first thing I like to do is just take a little bit of a loose powder into where I did the concealer on my eyes. And I usually like to find a fluffy round brush. I'm gonna use my, it's a little bit of got a, flat shape to it, but I'm just gonna very, very gently buff in where I did the concealer earlier. And this is just with a lightweight loose powder. This one is from the Danessa Myricks as well, the Evolution powder. Okay, and then I'm going to take my round fluffy brush. This is the Hakuhodo, and I'm going to just gently press in my loose powder. So I'm just gently walking the brush all over the face. Oh, wait, okay, I've done my forehead. I forgot to do my cheeks. And I want to do my cheeks with cream because I wanted to show you how I do that. So before I go any further, I'm going to take a little bit, I'm actually going to take a little bit of my gingerbread and do a little bit of a warm bronzer because that can look a little bit natural as well. And I take it with a little bit of my elixir because I'm using a pure pigment here. And I'm going to start with my foundation brush to apply. And then I go in with my fluffy brush just to blend. And look at that natural flush. Like, just, wow. And I am going to take just a little bit of the plum wine and do the exact same thing, but just come here just on the apples of my cheeks, just for a very sweet bridal flush. Just blending that all in. But super, super flat. Use my language. Super soft, flushed look. It's amazing. And then I typically, I'll go back now with my powder, and depending on the weather, depending on the client, I will go over all of that with a powder as well. It's winter right now, so I'm not going to, but I would basically go over it with similar powder colors just to make sure everything really sets and has a long longevity. I do offer, typically I don't have any issues with longevity with my clients. I hear from them all the time that it did last all day and all night. And again, I'm just going back in and pressing in this Evolution powder. And that really just gives a nice soft velvet look back to the skin. Now for the lips, I almost always, one of the services I offer is custom blending, and I custom blend lip products for my clients. And I had one that I pulled out for myself. Okay, now for my lips, I offer a custom blending service where I custom create all my cosmetics, but for my brides, I always make a lip product for them based on consultation, or if we do happen to have a makeup preview where I'm able to meet with you and consult, then I'll make up a lip color there and then as well. I can do matte, shimmery, natural lip balms with a tint of color. Like, it's truly unique to the bride that I'm working with. So this one is mine that I made for myself. It's a little bit of a shimmer, metallic kind of, because I was for a while there obsessed with metallic lips. And I thought it would work really well with today's natural bridal lip. And because I custom make the lip balm or lipsticks or lip creams or whatever the case may be, I don't typically use a lip liner because this is something that you're going to take with you and reapply throughout the day. And also lip liners right now are a little bit tricky because of COVID. So that will be another video another time when lip liners are more allowed. But this is essentially the look. So I'm going to go ahead and undo my braids. I've been sleeping in them just so that I could have wavy hair for this makeup look, and I wanted to do this on camera just to show for any of my do-it-yourself brides. This is a great trick for having hair for your wedding day. Save yourself the curling iron and braid your hair the day or night before and sleep in it. Oh, look at that. But yeah, so this is just a very light, natural. Your eyes have shape, they're enhanced. The lashes are there. They will pierce for the camera, which is always what we want. But it's very lightly applied so that you are still looking like you, just a little bit more polished. And that's all the steps that I did help create that polish. So I hope that you are, whatever you're doing, you're staying safe, staying well. And if you have any beauty questions, any makeup questions, any bridal beauty questions, any bridal questions at all, please shoot me a message. I'm happy to hear from people all the time. Let's get rid of the bandana and get all of these out. And then I will have to do how to style wedding hair as well for my bridal series. But there. Voila. Just a nice, fresh makeup look. All right. It's been fun. Thank you for spending some time with me. And I hope that answers some bridal questions as well. And that's all for now. Bye, guys.